Nine is the musical adaptation of the Fellini film 8½, and it follows the story of Fellini's 8½, pretty closely, where we have Guido Contini, who is a famous Italian film director trying to figure out what his next film is going to be. Meanwhile, he's juggling the romantic relationships in his life, from his wife to his lover to his lead, who he's also in love with.
It is, it's about a man's life, and it's about all the women in his life and the role that they have played in his life and how it has affected his growth and development. And so Nine was a time that he was very happy, and I think he seeks to return to that place.
We're playing these blurry lines at times between what's real and what's imaginary. We're sort of allowed into these behind-the-scene moments of torment and sometimes complete fantasy as he tries to piece this movie together.
It's also an evocation of the joie de vivre that European cinema and arts had after World War II, when they finally sort of readjusted themselves to a new century.
So we have lots of big numbers, splashy numbers, where there's a lot of people on stage singing and dancing, and then we have very intimate numbers, but we're also adding projection design into it, which is an interesting way to give a nod to Fellini and introduce the filmic aspects of the show, which I haven't seen too many productions do.
The thing that carries through directly from Fellini into this production is a sense of style. Riccardo somehow embodies in his own terms that magnetism that great Fellini stars have. And there's such a range of female characters and they're dressed so beautifully, and they each have their own way of moving, that it's polyphony. It's a very symphonic bit of staging.
With the majority of the bodies being the women of the show, I feel we've been trying to pull out these experiences not only from Guido's perspective but from theirs as well. So creating movement that the actors feel would resemble a certain fantasy or torment through body language, and then taking those shapes and creating bigger shapes.
In a way, they're enacting a ritual of making art, and they're finding new ways to do it, not only in the through line of the drama, but also in the way they inhabit the stage and move across it.
So I play Guido's mama, and I am a part of his memory, as most things in the play. Guido's mother is like most mothers. She loves her son. She understands he has problems. She knows where those problems came from. But she also enjoys the creativity of her son as well.
Because the score is such a lush, rich score that's so much like a film score, it's so nice to have so many strings and cellos and the timpani and everything involved in it.
The orchestration is masterful and very difficult, and it's wonderful to have a full band to play it. It has so many wonderful tunes that do more than just be beautiful. They actually form a subtext for the action, and they form leitmotifs that recur through the show in a very subtle and manipulative way.
It's very romantic, lots of strings. It's just sort of takes your breath away in certain moments, and there's a real sense of humanity and sincerity in the songs, especially in particular when the Vice Chancellor sings Nine to the little Guido. I cried several times in rehearsal at that song.
Basically, the song is about his life, and the song is the title song, Nine, and it is encouraging him, and that's a real part of my life. And that's really what this song is about in actuality. It's the mother really saying, I know you want to be nine, and I know that's a comfortable place for you, but one of the lines in it is time to leave early dreams and live them instead. Is such a fabulous line of that song. And if you think about what we try to do at a university, all the dreams they had, and when they came, what we want them to do is those dreams to become materialized.
It's a story about love, it's a story about the artistic process. It's got big dance numbers, it's got small intimate numbers. It has a lot of different levels in terms of the humor that's involved in it, in terms of the pain and the angst. It's very Italian in that sort of, it goes very far this way and then very far another way. So it has a lot of levels and a lot of light and dark. That is quite entertaining, and it does it all in under 2 hours, which is pretty fantastic.